Just try to beat the copyright. Bum 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 bum. Bum 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 bum. If we're not practicing that, we were very in sync.
Hello, my name is Brian Marvel, joined as always by the great RP Walsh, and we are the Gateway Gamers. This is a podcast where we introduce games to the audience as well as I introduce new games to my great friend RP. How are you today, sir?
I'm feeling mighty, sir. How are you?
Mighty. I'm doing well, doing well. We are at the tail end. We're in August, so we are at the end of our Marvel United summer. We just love Marvel United, so we figured we'd dedicate the entire summer with a box or an expansion all summer long, but I'm kind of itching to be done with it a bit.
As Kid Rock said, all summer long.
Like this, that's what he said. That's what he said. You're the Kid Rock super fan, so I don't know.
Yeah, that's not new lore. I'm not a Kid Rock super fan. I can promise you that.
All right, so today we are talking Tales of Asgard, one of our favorite characters. I mean, Thor is one of mine. I imagine you enjoy Thor as well. I know you're a big Loki fan.
The MCU Thor, yes. I mean,
I never really read much Thor comics as a kid and didn't really know much until he kind of popped up in the MCU.
Yeah, same. I tried to get into the Jason Aaron run because that's what people love. Like Gore, that's where Gore the God Butcher comes from. And I read it when it came out, not knowing it ended up being this huge thing. And I read a couple issues and it just didn't click for me. I don't know why. And even in some of the iterations of the newer stuff, Jason Aaron did an Avengers run where Thor's in it. And I do like that. But I've always liked even the very like Shakespearean version of Thor that we get in the first two movies. I've always very much enjoyed. And then obviously, his counterpart, Loki, and all those other characters, I very much enjoy. So, and we were talking about a little bit ago, like who's one of your favorite Avengers, and he's always at the top of the list because he's awesome. Even his movies aren't great, but all of them aren't great, but he's such a cool character, and in this game, very cool character.
Yeah. So, as I said, this is one of the expansions. This is from the season 1 kind of wave that they put out.
I was small little tangent.
Okay.
I was Thor the first year the year the Avengers came out. Me and my friends were the Avengers, and I was Thor, so I did don the blonde yellow wig, and I had the hammer and then the one-piece suit you get from like Spirit Halloween.
Okay.
I cut the sleeves off.
We need that picture now for the gram to attach with this episode.
Of course, yes. Naturally.
So, as I said, this was from the Wave 1 kind of Kickstarter run that Simon had. It has Thor, Korg, Valkyrie. Beta Ray Bill is the Kickstarter exclusive because you can buy this expansion on Amazon currently. And that the villain in the box is Loki. So we have 4 heroes and 1 villain because this was before they introduced the idea of the anti-heroes. So
this is from the first wave.
Yep. All right, I'm going to start us off by talking about the God of Thunder himself, Thor. He's a powerhouse, especially the original game. They weren't too subtle with trying to mix things up. He was just basically a powerhouse. He has 1, 2, 3 cards that are just solid attack cards, whether it be double or solid. Just a 1 attack. He has 2 wild card cards. He has a little bit of movement and some heroic actions. His 3 special cards are called Mjölnir, which do 3 damage against a single enemy in location, which is very reminiscent of the newest iteration of Thor, the multiverse one, the Jane Foster. She also has that card in attack. In the original game, they didn't have the items. With the multiverse, you can have the equipment card of Mjölnir itself, which actually somewhat makes this card a little more thematic, where you can have Mjölnir and use them instead of drawing the top card of your deck, you can search for Mjölnir and draw it, shuffle the deck, and then turn it face down. So essentially, it's giving you the chance to go through your deck and get those Mjolnir cards into your hand, which is really cool as an effect because in the original it was just kind of random. Now you have some control with this action card, and then you can flip that card back up if you don't play any special effect cards at the end of the turn. So you can't play the Mjolnir card and then immediately draw the Mjolnir item back to draw another Mjolnir card. But it makes him a little bit more effective than what he used to be, but that's only, again, with the equipment cards that were introduced in the multiverse.
All right, so then the next character in this box is the lovable rock band Korg. Similar to other characters that we've covered before. Similar in kind of look to the last box with the thing, but power set is kind of very straightforward and very simple, very much like the Hulk, very much like the thing. Very attack heavy, but there's also some heroic actions through in there, but truly very attack heavy, and its special attack is just Cronin Fighter, and it allows you to punch in both adjacent locations or double punch in your location. Very straightforward, very simple. That is the Rock Man, as the Rock Man should be, very straightforward and simple. That's our boy Korg.
Yeah,
Hello, mate.
it's funny looking at these season one
It's
characters
so basic.
that their specials are just three of the same cards, where now it's each card is different, does
Yeah.
something different, how basic everything is.
Like looking at all the cards like laid out, like when you truly lay them out, you're like, this is so simple.
Mm-hmm. All right, so next up is Valkyrie, our drunken friend introduced in what was it?
Val Hero,
Which
man.
which movie is she introduced in?
Ragnarok.
Ragnarok, now the mayor of Asgard, the little
Mhm.
island in the MCU. She's actually a mixed bag. She's really good compared to the kind of beat sticks that are in the rest of the characters. She has great movement. She has a lot of heroic actions. She does some damage, but not as damage heavy as the rest of the characters. And then her special action is War Song, which she can move to any location as well as punch.
Okay.
Not amazing, but that free movement to be able to jump anywhere is useful at times.
Thematic, their ride
Yeah,
their Pegasus.
but we've also seen that used better. I think, again, with the Jane Foster Thor, I think she could move to a location as well as carry people who are in her location, if I remember correctly. So
Mm,
a lot of these
yes.
characters are kind of stealing or being stolen from for Jane Foster, who is a superbly better character in her
Yeah,
own
well,
right.
that's like 8 years ahead, right?
Yeah,
Like, I mean,
I
whenever
mean,
this could,
true. Season three compared to season one.
yeah.
So great character for what she is. Just again, this is season one. That power creep that I talked about before,
Yeah.
it knocks out some of these older characters.
Yeah, for sure. And the last hero in the box is Beta Ray Bill. For those of you not really familiar with Beta Ray Bill, he's a very interesting looking character. I think the best way to describe what he looks like is like a skeleton horse, like a horse
Hmm.
skeleton kind of. That's how he looks. But he's decked out just like Thor. He's a enhanced cyborg body. But his might challenges the mighty Thor. So he's also very attack heavy. Not it's a lot of double punches, but there is a few heroic, like double heroic actions, and a few jumps, which you think there would be. Maybe there is a lot of jumps as well, but he has Stormbreaker.
Hmm.
So that jump allows you to double Stormbreaker, the special action, allows you to double punch and draw a card. That is actually super
That's a
useful.
really good one.
Um, and there's three of them in the set. So he does have equipment for that comes with the later boxes, and it just allows you to use Stormbreaker on your draw card step instead of drawing the top card of your deck. You search for Stormbreaker cards and draw that, and then you
Yeah.
shuffle the deck, then turn the face down, and you can recharge it at the end of
Yep.
your turn. If
Same
you
thing as
played a hero
Mjolnir. Yeah.
card, but yeah, yes,
Yeah, it's
exactly.
awesome.
Sorry.
Like it's a great.
Yeah, the recharge too is actually like pretty simple recharge. It's not like we've played some of these equipment cards where it's like you have to kind of sacrifice a lot, where
Hmm.
this is very just like it's like okay, yeah, the hero's using their weapon and it's
Yeah.
like cool. Like it
Yep.
should be useful, rechargeable and easy. So
Yeah.
that's Beta Ray Bill, pretty like just kind of echoing what you just said, kind of straightforward, a little bit more useful special effects, but kind of I don't want to say like light years, but like steps behind what they have upgraded to.
Yeah, for sure. Again, like it just even with that slight equipment boost, it's not enough to kind of save the power creep. But Beta Ray Bill, however, is I think of the characters in this box, the one that is probably still pretty playable with that move, double attack, and draw, because that's essentially healing, which is
Yes.
really good.
Yeah, I would agree.
All right, now the villain of the box, Loki, the trickster half brother, not even half brother. What is he? It's not related to him at all. He just kind of got
His
kidnapped from, yeah,
adopted brother.
adopted brother of Thor. Um, looking at
He
this
did
one,
get technically he did get kidnapped.
yeah, looking at this one, it's laughable, like how simple those season one villains are compared
Hmm.
to his card is as light as a feather. So,
I know the villains that come with him, like his threat cards,
mhm,
deal 1 damage to the
yep,
hero in the location. It's like
in this
I
location,
would pray. I pray for times like that.
and there's only two of them, so it's not even like every
Yeah.
spot. So Loki is extremely straightforward for Marvel United standards. He just,
Also, that's very unlike the character as well. Loki is not straightforward.
yeah.
Loki is a very complex character.
Well, some of his other cards, his threat cards make him more thematic, but his
Mhm.
overall,
I guess as a villain, Loki is very straightforward. He just wants to
yeah,
he wants the throne. So I guess that
and
works.
you just have to punch him. He's not.
Yeah, yeah.
So his special rules are whenever a hero is KO'd, you don't activate his BAM. Instead, you draw a master plan card to add it face down the storyline. That's been done 1,000 times. That's just to speed up his master plan deck because if the master plan deck runs out, he wins. So, I mean, it's absolutely fine. His BAM effect is deal 1 damage to each hero in Loki's location. Again, super basic compared to what we've kind of dealt with in season 2 and 3.
But his
As
special card, the sorcery, not to jump ahead, but the
mm,
sorcery card is like kind of what actually does give this one a little bit of an extra bump, I
mhm,
would say, because it's like deal 1 damage in the location, but if there's not, you just draw another master plan deck, which
mhm,
again, it's essentially moving him another turn, like ahead, like it's shortening your game length
yeah,
by a turn, no matter how many times it
mhm.
happens, if it does happen.
Yeah, I always kind of classify these villains by like race.
Hmm.
Either you're racing to beat them,
That's a good way. That's a great way to look at it.
or you're just kind of punching them, or there's some like weird trick mechanic. Loki is 1,000% just a race villain. Like he's not, I don't feel like he's going to KO you a lot,
Yeah.
but he's going to run that master plan deck down quick.
Hmm.
And that's essentially what he is. So even his overflow, he heals, which is fine. Overflow is something we don't deal with that much. We're pretty good about that. And then his threat,
That
but
that
it depends
we
on the villain.
it does. We try to mitigate that. Like we always are. That's something we're always looking out for.
Hmm.
But when we do get like behind or we're screwed, it's from the overflow.
It's from the villain's effects, though.
Yes.
It's a
Yes.
villain
It's
that creates a lot. This Loki doesn't. He's pretty standard in putting the bystanders and like the henchmen or whatever, but
yeah.
there's villains that specifically add a lot, and then the special text will add like more depending on the situation.
Yeah. True. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So as I said, Loki's threat cards are pretty cool, where it's just he has two frost giant people with him, and they just deal 1 damage to whoever's in that location. Super straightforward, super easy to avoid. His other cards are illusion, where if Loki is in that spot, you try to hit him, he can't take any damage. Once you're able to start damaging him, that's a that's a cool one. Like I like that effect.
Hmm.
It's very thematic. And then Master Trickster, if Loki takes any damage while in this location, each hero in this location always also takes 1 damage. Again, very thematic. You're kind of hitting him, but getting hurt because he's illusioning something else happening. It's very thematic to Loki, very on brand. But again, very season one basic, which is good
Yeah.
because you need that balance. This would be a good villain to introduce to a newer player after you've kind of beaten Red Skull and Ultron.
I think you know what that's yeah, absolutely. But I think a good way to look at that is if you're trying to get into this game, go season one.
Yeah,
And
for
then as
sure.
you look for more, you go season two with the X-Men boxes.
Yeah, you level
And
up.
then when you're ready, the multiverse box,
Yeah, because
which
again,
obviously we've seen with like the Galactus box, which you can't get anymore, but that box was really hard.
yeah.
We did not beat, the spoiler alert, we did not beat Galactus the first time.
Yeah, there's a lot of villains this season two and three that I haven't beaten. I feel like season one, they were probably just trying to figure it out, trying to figure out that balance, trying to figure out the challenge of it all. And a big complaint of season one with the Marvy Knight stuff was how easy it was. And looking
Hmm.
back now that I really haven't touched season one that much, this is extremely simple. Like I feel like
Yeah.
I could run circles around Loki and be okay.
Hmm.
That's it. Other than that, he kind of has, as you said, a few other master plan cards, such as sorcery, where each hero that's alone in a location takes a damage. If not, you kind of manipulate the storyline with the master plan. Yeah, that's kind of it. Nothing special, no real bells or whistles with him. One of the reasons I did want to talk about this box, though, is the Traitor Challenge. We've kind of talked about with the other boxes some of the different things they've kind of tried to do to make the gameplay more interesting or add a certain little flair. I think in the Fantastic Four one we talked about came with a Doom corruption mini game that affected with overflow, where it just when you play this game enough, you can throw in these little things. So
Hmm.
this box has what's called the Traitor Challenge, and it is a mini like Secret Hitler or a werewolf kind of scenario they kind of give to the game, where you only do this one with 3 to 4 players. You assign each player a card that's a role. It's either a hero or a traitor. One person gets a traitor card, and then that person's just actively working with the villain. They don't manipulate the villain in any way, but they just kind of maybe play cards that aren't great, that slow
Yeah.
down the group.
Little
And
god
then,
of a little mischief
yeah,
action
just be a
as
little
Loki.
mischievous. And then each player at the beginning of the game has like this little eyeball token, and it's just uh I don't know, like a mistrust token. I'm not essentially sure like what it's just kind of like an extra thing to have in the game.
Yeah.
And you could choose to play your card face down the storyline to get rid of this mistrust token. And all that does is just kind of affects the next person being able to use that card to manipulate things. And it's like it's a nice double standard, like where it's I am playing my card face down to get rid of this token because I don't want you to mistrust me, but also I'm screwing you over, so I could be the traitor, kind of doing this.
Right. And
And then
then
if
that's what's said after the second mission.
yep,
That's like when you do the kind of secret Hitler werewolf of it all.
yeah, the pointing finger. So after you complete 2 missions, each loyal player tries to guess who the traitor is, where you just point at everybody and you think who it is. Everyone
Which
who's correct gets a wild card token. Everyone who still has one of those mistrust tokens takes damage.
yeah. Which we could never play this because we only play this the two of us.
Yeah. Yeah, I played it once and it was extremely whatever because it's more it's more goofy than actually like
Yeah, I kind of feel
workable.
I mean like if you uh, I feel like it just takes away because like this game is as we said Loki straightforward, but this game is hard enough as is without having a wild card
Hmm.
in there. Like I don't know if I would want to play that way.
Yeah, it didn't add enough like interesting things to do as the bad guy. As the bad guy, you can't do anything or it's too obvious. But then it's just like, okay, I'm still playing the game. And if you get a decent card hand, you can't screw over the people anyway. You're just like, oh, I have to play this card. It's good.
Right, right.
The interesting part is after you're out it as the traitor, you no longer play the game as the heroes. You get rid of your hero, you get rid of your deck of cards, and you play as the villain, which is essentially just picking the top two master plan cards of picking which one comes out next. Again,
Well,
nothing.
that's kind of fun though.
Yeah, but it's nothing
Yeah,
crazy. You can't go through the whole deck yourself and be like, I'm playing this one next to really
right.
screw over the other players. But an interesting idea. I think they were trying it's
Yeah,
season
this is
one to
all.
like introduce things.
Yeah, it's all first wave. I mean, a lot of those boxes that have these additional ways to play games, it's like additional ways to play the game, which
Hmm.
like Guardians box, Spider-Man box, they're fine. Like they don't really the Fantastic Four box, like they're always like fine. Like it's like a
Hmm.
different way to play it, and like I just kind of like don't care.
Yeah, Civil War was the most different.
Yeah, well, that's an entirely different box.
Yeah, it's
Like
like an entirely different
everything.
game almost. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, which I don't know if we're gonna get to cover in this
Not
summer.
in, not in summer, but and then one of the X-Men, there's two boxes. There's a X-Men Gold and Blue. You play against each other, kind of. Like you're on your own team, and then the other person's on team, and you're just kind of racing to do it first. Again, not game breaking because you can't change the game all that much,
Yeah,
or it's a different
yeah,
game.
yeah, that's fun.
Yeah.
I prefer just kind of the good old fashioned way of playing this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
It would be
So,
fun to play this game with, since we have like three other versions of Loki, to
mm,
play the villain Loki with another like the multiverse version or another variant. That would be fun to like to do. I haven't even
yeah,
thought of that. Like playing,
Gator
taking down
Loki with
a
multiverse Loki versus Loki.
yeah, like because this is one of the few boxes that has a villain that we also have another like another version of the character.
Hmm.
Like Doom would be the same thing. Like you have the
Yep.
anti-hero Doom and then you have the God Doom. But yeah.
Yeah, very cool. So, I kind of glad we talked about this box. I was very up in the air. Like, what should we talk about next? And season one doesn't get enough love, and it's
Hmm.
very interesting to go back to the season one first wave and just kind of laugh at what this game was.
Just because of what it's become. Not
Yeah.
like to laugh at the game because we love the game.
Yeah, no, I'm not in a bad way laugh. It's just like,
But like
oh,
laugh, we
look how cute
looked
this game was.
yeah, but we thought that this was so hard back then
Hmm.
too. Like, like it never was like, oh, this is an easy villain. Like, the main box has easy villains.
Hmm.
Like Red Skull and stuff. It's like pretty easy, but they were still like we struggled, and
Yeah.
then now it's like oh this is easy, and we really struggle against the villains or the Sinister Six or
Hmm.
Thanos and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, just how like simple, like almost non-thematic the characters are as well. Like Thor has the Mjölnir cards, but he has three of them.
Mhm.
Now I think they have three special cards, and I think they're all individual. Like I think
Yeah,
each one's different, whether or not in text, but in symbols. Like I don't think they're straight up three of the same cards.
probably. Yeah, I would agree. Probably. I think so. But also, I feel like in the newer boxes, there's like a specialty on like every other card
Let me see. I'm gonna
too.
jump to it. All right, so I'm gonna jump over to Kid Loki and look at him real quick. He's a season three hero, and yeah, he's insanely different. He has a bunch of wild cards. He's a wild card almost every card, and then he has one, two, three, four, five special cards. Two that are the same, two are sorcery, one is completely different, another one's completely different, and the other one's completely different. Like he's wildly, yeah, season three compared to season one is
It's
insane.
crazy.
That power creep.
But
Uh,
that's why we love this game. They
Yeah.
saw like we could be better, and they are
Yeah,
better.
I'm not knocking it all. I'll
Game's
still bust
amazing.
out these season one characters once in a while,
Oh
but
yeah, the game's awesome, and
yeah,
you can get this box on Amazon.
25 bones probably if I had to guess.
Let's see, 25 bones,
25.
25.61.
Mm-hmm. And it'll go cheaper randomly.
But you could get Spider Geddon for $15.
Every time we talk about a game, and look, it's a
Hmm.
different price.
Hmm.
So, in conclusion, this is another great expansion. If you can get it, get it. If you love Marvel United, it's just more characters. It's, as we kind of talked about, the power creep is there where these characters may not be as effective as some of their newer characters, but they're still just as fun. The game is fantastic. Loki, as he said, is kind of easy. He's a bit of a race character than anything else. Still fun though.
Yeah.
Still thematic, still fun. And you need those different types of characters to kind of play as, a play against when you're introducing this game to new people, because this is a fantastic gateway game to introduce to families, to friends, to really anybody. I think this game is, like
I
as I
love,
said, 1,000 times top 5 easily.
yeah, we love this game,
Mhm.
as everybody knows.
So, RP, thank you again for joining me as we barrel through the multiverse of Marvel United, and we are coming to an end and looking forward to
Yeah, we are coming to an end.
new
It's
games in
getting
the
there.
future.
Yes, yeah, and then if you have been listening, but have been really waiting for something new,
Thank you. Thank you
yeah,
for listening. Now, our numbers have been great. People love
yeah, if
this
you've been
game.
waiting for something new, it's something non-Marvel. It's coming,
It's
but
coming, yeah. Yeah, we'll start
so
off with some other Marvel games. We got Marvel Crisis Protocol, Marvel. It's
I'm
just
actually looking at Unmatched right now, Marvel Unmatched.
every IP. So, thank you again. If you like what you hear, you'll love what you see on our Instagram. Check it out. Our socials, Threads, I'm barely using. Facebook, I'm barely using. X, we barely use, but we're there. Once in a while, if I remember to post, I'll post.
Hmm.
I'm on Board Game Geek a lot more. I've been doing some posts on there and reviews. Check out our merch, TeePublic, Redbubble. We have
Yeah,
stickers, hats.
support the show by buying some merch or just liking, following on Instagram
Hmm.
and 5 stars or
Yeah,
whatever you want.
reviewing wherever you can. Yeah, enough with all that spiel. All right, everybody.
All right,
Bye.
bye.
I'll go to Kid Loki.
You gonna joke him? You
All
gonna
right,
kid him?
so Kid Loki looking at his
Hold on,
cards.
cut that. That was a bad joke. Cut that. Cut that.
I didn't even hear you. What you?
You said I'm gonna kid Loki. I said, oh, you're
No,
gonna joke with him? Cut that.
no, it's going in the after credits.
God damn it. No, I'm gonna say fuck. Fuck.